All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. You must be thinking, who is this guy? Who is this guy that's live on this channel today? What happened to Miz? Is this Miz's younger brother? As you guys, some of you guys may know this. Every now and then, I like a bit of a reset, and today was the day to reset. And yeah, that's why I look like a little baby. I look like at least 10 to 15 years younger, but it will all grow back. So don't worry, it will all grow back, and you're going to get that, the old Miz back with the bearded look. But as I said, every now and then, a bit of a reset is needed, 100%. D1 is saying, looking good, Miz. Thank you so much, man. RN, big up, Miz. How are you doing? Doing all right, my man. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone that's tuned in, you guys are all doing well. Smash the like button as soon as you've come through. I knew this would happen. Yo, Miz with a fresh cut. Yeah, man. Had to get a reset today. Absolutely needed. As I said, every now and then I need this just to feel fresh again, I suppose. Big up, Miz. Smash the like button, people. Yes, please smash the like button. Miz, you look sexier now. I mean, the beard still looks good, but now you bring in sexy back 100%. Thank you so much, my man. 50 million up front with clause, and maybe why not? We'll talk about this. I'm not really happy about it, honestly, and I'll tell you why. My man looking like a college student. Underage, man. Underage to do YouTube. Come on. Welcome back. Miz looks like he went back in time. I went back in time. Gotcha. Uncle Sharma, good to see you, my man. I hope you don't gift wrap Hakim in our arch rivals like that. Do you know what? Look, he's determined to go to AC Milan, and that was the case even last summer. But I just don't like the price tag. I don't like the price tag. Uncle Sharma, man, why an Inter Milan coming in, man? Get Inter Milan to come in and sweep in on Hakim Ziyech. I'm pretty sure you guys can do with a player like him, but AC Milan seems to be the target. We're going to talk about all of this. Nearly 50 of you guys are live right now. Smash the like button. 0.44. Miz, where's your beard? Look like 35 years old. Inter. My man, I'm 37, man. Without the beard, I should be looking 25. Come on. But yeah, as I said, every now and then I like a bit of reset, and today was the reset. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you come through. Over 50 people live right now. Let's get up to 50 likes, and then if we can get up to 100 likes during the live stream, that would be fantastic. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, and let's really push towards that 20,000 subscribers milestone. And as you know, the likes are the most important. The likes are the most important. Okay, so Tim B is saying, send Liao back and we are good. Send Liao back and we are good. Yeah, look, Rafael Leao, I don't mind him one bit, but as I said yesterday, there's a few things that I want Rafael Leao to work on, which is very, very important. Okay, first up, let's talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the news. Let's go through the news first, and then I'll talk about why I'm a little bit irritated by it, especially the price tag. Not really irritated by the fact that Hakim Ziyech wants to leave. I think we all know, we've known for a little while that he wants to leave. And I think Chelsea's open for it as well, because they don't look. Chelsea don't use Hakim Ziyech, so you might as well just cash in on him. AC Milan are ready to make an opening bid to get Hakim Ziyech from Chelsea on loan with an option to buy for 15 million. So first a loan, and then an option to buy. So not even an obligation, I think. So 15 million euros that is as well. Just remember, euros. We bought him for about 37 million pounds, perhaps, something like that, 35, 37 million. The Morocco star is willing to join Milan, where he'd get more playing time than at Stamford Bridge, and is reportedly open to cutting his 6 million a year wages to wear the Rossoneri shirt in the January transfer window. Milan can offer 4 to 4.5 million per season, even if their salary could slightly rise thanks to growth decree, which would allow the Rossoneri to save money on taxes. Now, first of all, look, I'm not surprised that there's rumors about Hakim Ziyech leaving materializing again. I mean, as I said, we all know he doesn't get utilized at Chelsea. He wants to leave. He's 29. He'll be 30, I think, in about a few months. And he's probably got a few more years left at the highest level, and he wants to utilize that. So it's fine. He doesn't get utilized at Chelsea. He's looking for, he's looking out for his future. Absolutely understandable. So let's cash in. I get it. It's good for Chelsea. It's good for Hakim Ziyech. I understand. But a loan option, a loan with an option to buy. First of all, why a loan? If you like AC Milan, if you like the player, getting, okay, fine. You want to loan him and then 15 million euros. Is that like, I'm absolutely baffled. Like, have we forgotten what a player Hakim Ziyech was prior to Chelsea as well? And to be honest, even at Chelsea, there's been moments where he's been fantastic. He's had injuries or he doesn't get utilized. During Frank Lampard time, he's actually done well. Prior to Chelsea at Ajax, he was killing it. His stats were off the charts. And then on top of that, the World Cup. So I didn't want to just focus on the World Cup. I wanted to talk about everything he's done previously. Then you add the World Cup on top of it. Surely the whole idea was that these players, who are performing well in the World Cup, that we were going to get some sort of money out of them. 15 million euros. Do you know what that is in pounds? That's probably about, 10, 11 million pounds, something like that. That's a joke. That's a joke for a player like Hakim Ziyech. And to give it a bit of a context, and this is where why I think this is a bit of a joke. And I know, I get it. Like, age is a factor. I understand it. I completely understand it. Someone like Endrick, 16, who's not had any experience at the highest level, Ziyech has. Ziyech is a Champions League winner. Whether we like it or not, he's a Champions League winner. He's contributed in that Champions League campaign. Club World Cup winner. Do you know what I mean? Super Cup winner. Endrick is going for 72 million euros. And as I said, I get the age factor, but the disparity. Hakim Ziyech's experience means nothing. 29-year-old who's done everything possible, playing for Morocco in the quarterfinals in the World Cup. The price disparity is mad for me. We are living in a time where a 16-year-old is valued at 72 million euros. Well, not even valued. He is getting purchased for 72 million euros. A 16-year-old, I get it. There is, he's a wonder kid, this, that, the other. But there's no evidence. There's no experience behind it. It's purely just potential. As opposed to Hakim Ziyech, who we know there's evidence, we've seen what he can do, and there's experience, and that's worth 15 million. Like, the disparity in price. I'm not saying Hakim Ziyech should be worth more than Endrick, no. But one is 72 million and the other one is 50. It just doesn't make sense to me. It should be a little bit closer. Like, it absolutely baffles me. And this is where I'm a little bit mad about the whole situation, that what sort of a world are we living in? And the whole Endrick thing, it's going to create a bad precedent, man. It really will create a bad precedent. Let's see what you guys have to say about this. 15 million is a joke and a massive insult to Ziyech. No, don't extend Ruben Loftus-Cheek contract. We'll get to the Ruben Loftus-Cheek situation as well. Other clubs can add World Cup tax on their players, but we can't. 50 million for a quarterfinalist and Morocco's best player. It's mad. It really is mad. Nothing wrong with Hakim Ziyech. The problem with the managers don't know how to get the best from him. Look how he can play for Morocco national team. Come on. Look, if it was to me, I'd actually give Hakim Ziyech another chance at Chelsea Football Club. But I know he's not going to be utilized. I'm pretty certain Graham Potter is probably not going to use him. So if you're not going to use him, then you might as well sell him and cash in on him. But how can you cash in when it's 15 million euros? Like, that's ridiculous. And I get it. Maybe the first season is a loan, but I don't want a loan. Stuff the loan. Buy Hakim Ziyech direct. Buy him direct. Hakim Ziyech should be worth still, I believe, roughly around I'd say 25 to 30 million pounds. Pounds should be worth about 30 million pounds. It's a joke if it's any less than that. He's 29, man. Like, he's still got a few more years left. And you know he's still got that X factor in him. And somewhere like AC Milan, he would actually kill it. He would absolutely kill it. It's absolutely mad. It's absolutely mad. What a trip. Thanks, man. Why do these clubs want to shortchange us when it comes to our players, but feel the need to fleece us when we want theirs, especially Italian clubs? It's mad, man. It's actually mad. Do you remember when when we wanted De Ligt, the price hike that we had for De Ligt? When we wanted to send Lukaku and get one of their players in Inter Milan, the price hike there. Every time we want one of their players, it's incredible money. But when they want our players, no, it's for cheap. AC Milan thinking they're still dealing with Marina. Exactly, man. I know, but Casady also hadn't played a pro game and was 80 million euros. So this is the thing. If we are paying 18 million euros for Casady, which we have, how's Ziyech worth less than this? Yeah, it's an insult. For me, it's an absolute insult. We should hold on to Ziyech at the moment, then try to negotiate a cheaper deal for Leao. Man, you are so biased, just like Miro see. I can't see the difference between you and him. He is Mount FC and you see. Live chat, do you want to help this Efinio Gunneria? This guy actually thinks I'm biased towards Ziyech. I'm literally coming here and saying, let's sell him. I'm just not acceptable with the 15 million. I don't understand. Some individuals, trolling must just be like their habit or something. Like they just, for me, that's such a sad way of living life, man. It really is. It is a sad way of living life. They always do this. Prem top teams sell to us for big money, buy from us cheap. They know we got money. Yeah, it's mad. Advade, good to see you, my man. Big up, bro, looking fresh. Thank you, my man. Given Ziyech's World Cup performance, you guys should charge 20 to 30 million. 15 million is mega. It's like, and it's euros as well. It is euros, which is quite mad for me. It really, really sounds totally mad. 50 million and wage cuts. Yeah, and Hakim Ziyech is taking a wage cut, 4 to 4. Yeah, do you know what? That's such a fine point. It's not even that Hakim Ziyech is taking the same wages. He's actually taking a wage cut. So AC Milan, you're saving there as well. How you then also trying to trick us with 15 million? That's mad. That is actually mad. If it's 15 million, is there even a point if it's 15 million to sell someone like Hakim Ziyech? Is there actually even a point? We might as well just see his contract out. But the thing is, he won't get utilized, and Hakim Ziyech will just keep getting upset. He'll keep getting frustrated, and we're just destroying his career when there's no need. Might as well just cash in. But surely, I'm certain. And do you know what? This was the issue in the summer as well, wasn't it? Ajax. There was a rumor that maybe Ajax was going to sweep in on Ziyech right at the end, but Ajax didn't want to stump up the money that we wanted. We wanted something around 35, 30. We wanted the same money that we paid for Hakim Ziyech, basically, and Ajax didn't want to give us that. I just don't want this situation to happen again in January because I'll feel really bad for Hakim Ziyech because at the end of the day, if Ziyech stays at Chelsea Football Club in January, I hope we play him. No point in just keeping him and then rotting him in the bench. This is why we need to just let him go, but we have to find a middle ground as well. And this is where Hakim Ziyech, he probably needs to do something with his agent and wherever he wants to go, he needs to convince them as well to, hey, come on, just stump up a little bit more money for Chelsea and we can move on. But yeah, I can't imagine, you know, like if anyone's going to pay the amount of money that we probably desire. Like 25 to 30 million pounds, that's what I'm saying. But I think everyone out there, all the clubs out there, they know that we want to get rid of Hakim Ziyech. That's the issue. We're in such a bad position, man, with Ziyech, with Pulisic. Like every club knows we want to get rid of them. And that just puts us in a bad situation, man. I just really hope Todd B isn't dumb enough to sell Ziyech for 15 million euros. Do you know what? The more I'm thinking about it, maybe he might just get forced to do it. Like, is the bargaining power. Do we really have a bargaining power? Do we really have a bargaining power? Well, he doesn't feel it because he didn't buy Ziyech, so even 13 million is a profit for him. I don't think that's how business works, my man. At the end of the day, he's in the books now. So whatever the sell price will be, and also whatever the entire financial year ends up being, this will go towards that. So whatever the bottom line is now. So at the end of the day, I don't think Todd Bowley would like to make a loss in this coming financial year. So yeah, a little bit to think about over there. TV is saying this, but understand that Milan winning the Scudetto was less money than Brentford and Brighton surviving relegation. Wow, is that so? Is that so? Winning the Serie A, they got less money than Brentford. Wow, that's incredible, man. That is incredible. Okay, let's move on to the next piece of news, ladies and gentlemen. This is an interesting one. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this because, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'm 50-50 with it. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, in his eyes, wants to stay at Chelsea. He's always maintained the desire to stay here and make it at Chelsea. And he's continued to prove that in recent times. And he's continued to prove that in recent seasons. Has he really continued to prove that in recent season? He's always maintained the desire to stay here and make it at Chelsea. Okay, yeah, all right, that I understand, that he's always wanted to make it here at Chelsea and he's shown the desire to stay here. And he's continued to prove it. But has he really proved that in recent season? I mean, there's been bits and pieces where he's been good. But I don't really think overall he really cuts it. But we'll get to it. Let's continue reading. This is from Simon Phillips, by the way, via Court Offside. Goes on to say it's an interesting one because not so long ago they were talking about extending his contract and they were going to sit down with him and do that. And then the article is over here. Now, his contract, Ruben Loftus-Cheek's contract expires at the end of next season, not this season. So at the end of this season, he'll have one more season left. So his contract expires at the end of next season. Now, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, for me, he doesn't entirely cut it. Honestly speaking, he doesn't entirely cut it. But is he okay as a squad player? Is he a good squad filler? I suppose if there's any injuries, maybe he can come in and fill in. If there's some resting that needs to be done, he can come in and fill in. Is he okay with that? Is he okay with that? How old's Ruben Loftus-Cheek now? I'm sure he's what, 26? Ruben Loftus-Cheek, age 26. He'll be 27 in January. January 23rd, he'll be 27. As a 27-year-old, you'd think he's hitting his prime now. I mean, is he keen? Is he okay? Like, is he fine to be a squad filler? Is that what you want? I mean, I'm sure there's interest. Like, apparently AC Milan, once again, AC Milan is in love with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. AC Milan wants Ruben Loftus-Cheek badly. With them, probably Benassar moving on, quite likely. Ruben Loftus-Cheek in Serie A could really do the bits. Sarri's over there in Lazio. There were some rumors maybe Sarri could take Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Why does Ruben want to just stick around at Chelsea Football Club and just be a bit part player? You're hitting 27, my man. I mean, these are your prime ages. I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, for me, okay, you can be a squad player. You can be a squad filler. Whenever there's injuries, you can fill in. Whenever there needs to be some rest, you can come in. You can do a job. You're a versatile. But one thing about Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I'll say though, his versatility has increased. He's a versatile player. He can now play as a right wing back. He has played as a right back. He's played as a centre back as well for us. If you remember last season under Thomas Tuchel in one of the FA Cup matches or Carabao Cup matches, he can play as a defensive midfielder. Not the greatest, but he can still do a job. Obviously, he can play as a number 8. He can play as someone up front. We've seen him do that in Crystal Palace, even for Chelsea as well under Sarri. Just slightly, as a left-sided centre mid. So he's versatile. So there is value towards that. Look, I don't know, man. I don't mind keeping him if we want to give him a contract extension, but it all depends. What is going to be the contract extension? More money, more wages? I think he's on 150k per week, isn't he? Ruben Loftus-Cheek is on 150k per week. I'm pretty certain. So are we going to give him more wages? Are we going to get what length of the contract is it going to be? Another 5 years, 4 years? The way Bowley tends to move, he likes to give 6+1. He likes to give 7 years. Todd Bowley only knows one way, 6+1. I don't know if I want to give this guy 7-year term. Do you know what I mean? By then, what, 30, 34, so 20, so he's 27. Let's say he's 27 plus 7 years. He's 34. I don't know, man. 5 years seems to be heaps as well. Instead, do we look to offload him and keep revamping and just keep bringing in the youngsters? I don't know. Let's have a look at what you guys have to say about this. Honestly, I don't think you're wrong. He's a good bench player. Whenever we expect Ruben Loftus-Cheek to dominate a match, he ends up not performing exactly. Honestly, he would fit in Milan very well. AC Milan loves him, man. They really do. There was some high praise about him. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is that guy that refuses to let go of his high school popularity. Oh, that's funny, man. That's absolutely well said. That is absolutely well said. Let go of his high school popularity and move on. You're damn right, man. Absolutely damn right. Ruben Loftus-Cheek as a squad player who's happy to get the odd game here and there is okay, but we must also pay him the wages that reflects this fact. Exactly. And as a squad player, you can't get paid 150k, man. I'm sorry. It would have to come down. You'd have to come down to in the basics of about 100k or maybe even less. Does he take that? Probably not. Who's going to go backwards in their wages, especially when you're 27, hitting 27? You'd think, he's getting into his prime time. I think Ruben should move on. What sort of value would we get if Hakim Ziyech in the World Cup, the way he's playing, is worth about 15 million euros? How much is Ruben Loftus-Cheek worth now? It's probably worth about 10 million euros. It's mad. Some of this pricing is absolutely mad. Ruben has played as striker, right wing, left wing, cam, CM, CB, RB, right wing back in his career. Only GK is left. Yeah, man, it's quite insane. Something tells me Ruben going to leave because the revamp of the whole midfield for young players will include him. Hence why I think Hall will replace him. Interesting. That is very, very interesting. Imagine Ruben Loftus-Cheek on 6+1 on 150k. That would be mad. Unless Ruben Loftus-Cheek is able to turn it around. Unless for the remainder of this season, we see a blockbuster Ruben Loftus-Cheek banging in goals, giving assists, a workhorse off the ball. Unless we see that kind of a development, he is hitting his prime, then I would find it totally mad. And then there's the injury issues as well. Right now, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is injured. Just to let you guys know, right now as we speak, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is injured. And we know what sort of an injury issue he's had in his history as well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek in Lazio would cook, to be fair. Sarri ball suits him. I mean, honestly, I would look to sell him, but I'm now scared. Very skeptical. Everyone tends to rip us off. I don't know how much we're going to get out of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. Let me have a look at how many likes do we have. 41 likes. We need another 59 likes to get 100. We've got well over 140 people live. Ladies and gentlemen, please smash the like button. the growth of the channel is highly correlated with the likes. The more the likes, the more the channel grows. So let's push the likes up to 100. As I said, there's more than enough people to get to 100 likes during this live stream. Okay, let's take a few more comments for Ruben Loftus-Cheek before we move on to Omari Hutchinson, who I want to talk a little bit about. Not at all. Only thing he has proved is that he's inconsistent and still don't know where he fits. Much like a lot of our players. Not even a squad player. Quality drops like crazy with him. I have no problem selling him. Yeah. Let's perhaps keep revamping. Let's remove, revamp. Rather keep Ruben, who was free, than go and spend 20 million on 2 or 3 other squad fillers. That'll be waste of money. I mean, I guess why get squad fillers? Let's just get quality backups as well. I mean, look at Man City. Man City could probably field 2 teams, and both of those teams could potentially challenge for the Premier League title. I'm not even going to lie. Ruben is worth 8 to 10 million, if I'm honest. Wow, man. Some youngsters, some youth players who have not even seen senior football are going more than that right now. It's Reece James' birthday and a big no on extended contract to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Wow, I had no idea. Reece James' birthday. Happy birthday to Reece James. I'll be sure enough to put something on Instagram. Yeah, I put a story for him on Instagram the other day, and I saw who was looking at it. He actually checked that out. So it's quite interesting. And generally, you don't get these superstar players checking out your stories. I tagged him, and he actually saw it, which was quite interesting. In Life No Limits, if Lewis Hall, Chukwuemeka, Kasedi had played enough games for us and we had a good sample size, we could then say goodbye to him. Otherwise, getting another experienced squad player would cost more. I guess you could say, isn't it time that someone like Chukwuemeka probably just took over that position? Instead of giving those minutes to Ruben Loftus-Cheek, would Chukwuemeka probably benefit a lot more than Ruben Loftus-Cheek? That's a food for thought, to be honest. I mean, why should we allow Ruben Loftus-Cheek to eat up Chukwuemeka's time? Chukwuemeka, I'm pretty certain we bought him for £20 million from Aston Villa. So we might as well use Chukwuemeka, Kasedi as well. Might as well use these players now as opposed to using Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But then again, experience does count. By the way, Ruben was close to get the World Cup call. Yeah, that is also very, very true. Because you're taking that it's only Ruben not doing enough. You can put another 6 players here. No, you're right. Absolutely right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's now move our focus towards Omari Hutchinson. Let's have a look at a couple of the quotes that he's said in recent times, and then I want to give you my 2 cents on Omari Hutchinson. Yeah, Lewis Hall as well. You're right, man. Lewis Hall, who's someone wants to play in midfield, but then again, I really like him in that left wing back position. It's quite interesting. Okay, Omari Hutchinson. I'm looking forward to getting advice from the more experienced players. The boys who are in the World Cup helped me before they went away. I've been getting on with Reece James a lot. Carney, Chukwuemeka, and Trevoh Chalobah, to all of the boys, really, which is great to hear that Omari Hutchinson is getting along nicely. I always try to impress the manager when I go on the pitch. I try to do that with goals and assists. That's my main objective. It's been a great experience in Abu Dhabi so far. The boys are getting closer together, and the training has been very hard. Great to hear. Look, I'm very, very happy for Omari Hutchinson for going into this, warm weather training with Chelsea's first team, and along with many other youth players as well. This is what I want to say about Omari Hutchinson now. I sincerely hope Omari Hutchinson gets used quite frequently in the Premier League, in the Cups. We are in the FA Cup. We're probably going to get knocked out straight away because we've got Man City. But even in the Champions League, I really hope we now utilize Omari Hutchinson off the bench at least. At least give him some minutes off the bench. Let him gain that experience, and eventually enough, then get him to start. I don't want to mess around with Omari Hutchinson anymore. I think we as a fan base, we've now seen enough. we've now seen enough of Omari Hutchinson to know what sort of a talent he is. And it's time that he gets some minutes off the bench, at least regularly, last 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, regardless of what the score is. And if anything, he's an attacking move anyway. Get him on, get him that experience, really try and blend him in, because I think this kid is ready, man. He's the attacking threat that we need. We don't seem to have any attacking threat. This kid could be something special for us. Let's utilize him. I'm not saying start him. I'm not going to force Graham Potter. I'm not going to be on social media knocking on the door and slandering Graham Potter. Oh, why aren't you starting Omari Hutchinson? No, not at all. But I think let's start utilizing him. Let's blend him in, because this is it. This is the time. And I think it could be a good move for Graham Potter. This is a player who you can completely mold, who would respect you, who would listen to you, who will work hard for you, as opposed to maybe other players who may not be in that same boat and could be looking to leave the club. This is a right opportunity for you to give someone a chance who could turn out to be something spectacular. But we will never know if he doesn't get any chances. So for me, Omari Hutchinson would be good to give him some minutes. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hutchinson and Kasedi promotion to the first team after World Cup. I will love it, and I think I deserve. Absolutely. Balak CFC, good to see you. No excuse. No excuse to not to use Omari. Potter clearly doesn't fancy Ziyech, so why not use Omari? Starting Connor on the wing ahead of him makes no sense. Absolutely right, man. I don't want to see Conor Gallagher up front. Wait, in the wings area, maybe as just behind the striker, perhaps, or as a 8 in midfield, no problems. But yeah, in the wings, I don't want to see him. And this is a good point. If you're not going to use Ziyech, if you're going to let Ziyech go, start using someone like Omari Hutchinson. Really, start using him. Ruben doesn't deserve an extension. He will never be more than a squad player at Chelsea, and he's taking up a place for another starting midfielder that could come in. Agreed. Keep getting linked to youngsters, but we aren't using the ones we already have, like Omari, Chukwuemeka, Kasedi. So true. So true. Ziyech and Omari on the right wing. I really wish Graham Potter start getting it right. If Potter actually started using all our youngsters, fans wouldn't put pressure on him. You can't use all the experienced players and ask for time. I doubt if the players rate Potter and hence may not be receptive to his ideas. I think there's definitely some players that don't respect him. There definitely is. And those are the ones he needs to weed them out and get them out of the football club. Because do you think Connor can cut it at CFC? Look, he can. There is still room for improvement a lot. But, we have to stay patient as well. He's got to be utilized in the right way, and I think he can cut it. I think there is good value in Conor Gallagher. Ms. Raheem Sterling will be back in World Cup on 9. Yeah, no, it's good that everything. Look, the reason I didn't want to talk about this is obviously it's a personal thing with Raheem Sterling and what has happened to his family being robbed and whatnot. Hope he's fine and hope he's fine. I can imagine what sort of trauma he's going through, because obviously he's got little kids and his wife and his family and whatnot. Hope everything is fine. And yeah, he's gone back to the World Cup and hopefully he can focus. Personally, though, I want England to lose against France. I really do. Personally, I would rather see an exciting Hutchinson on the right-hand side than a Mason Mount or Conor Gallagher, even if it makes a lot of mistakes. Nah, you're right, man. You're right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button before you go. We only need another 43 more likes to get 100 for the stream. And then anything after that is a massive bonus. So smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for another video later on UK time, roughly around 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. to wrap up the day's news. And until then, see ya.